Well, hey there, life group leaders. I'm holding out my arm and using this because I can't find the tripod. Someone took it. It was right down here in the prayer room. And like you do, you come down to the prayer room and take the tripod. Anyway, I hope you can handle this from my arm. It's the last week of Red Letters. We finished yesterday. That's Sunday, the 14th. Today is Monday, the 15th, the day after the Chiefs are finally back. Am I right? Mahomes magic. It's so good to be back to domination, where we just easily drop 500 yards of offense. I can't even remember. It's just unbelievable. It's a good feeling. But with great joy, we celebrated yesterday during worship. Dave Brown did a masterful job with our worship team. All volunteer worship folks. Unbelievable. And I'm just telling you, Abby Kramer is coming into her own voice. She wrecked me with I trust in you, God. The week before Oceans, I'm coming up there in tears. So thank you for that gift, Abby Kramer. And I know it's not her dad, Tommy, that gave. Anyway, so we're talking about celebration. These 9 weeks that we've been through the red letters together. And how are we different? How are you different? From, call it 10 weeks ago, I was ... And today I am now ... That might be a good thing to share with your group. How have you changed as an individual follower of Christ through these red letters, these invitations from Jesus to become like Jesus and to show and share the love of Jesus? So that's why yesterday was an extended time of worship. If you missed, go online, go to our Facebook page. You don't want to miss it. Rob Guy is doing a killer job on our audio mix, by the way, and it's so good. You don't want to miss Elizabeth Miranda's testimony. And that's something you might want to do as a group this Sunday. So again, you can look at Matthew 13. I've got it right here. And by the way, you got to keep the light of Christ burning. And green is ever growing. And the 5 stones from David killing Goliath. Just a few symbols here. Now, actually, there were more than 5 stones over there, and I just pulled them away. So you can make a symbol of it. But the most important symbol is the cross. No doubt. Anyway. You don't want to miss Elizabeth Miranda's testimony. Powerful, so courageous and vulnerable, and she was awesome. And I know it inspired me. I hope it inspires you to love God and give grace to others. So you might do that with your group. No real questions this week. It's Matthew 13, starting really one verse. Matthew 13:44. The kingdom of heaven is like a treasure hidden in the field, which a man found and hid. And from joy over it, he goes and sells all that he has and then buys that field. The point is, with joy, are we willing to leave everything else behind in order to follow Jesus? That's what Jesus is saying, is that following Jesus is greater than a treasure. The kingdom of heaven, which is the effective will of the rule and reign of Christ, that's the kingdom of heaven. Are you and I joyfully getting rid of everything in order to follow Christ? And that's a celebration. We should celebrate. Christ is one who celebrates. So celebrate each other. Maybe there are some events that have occurred in the last 9-10 weeks as a group. What has God done to answer prayers? It's easy to forget. We could have remembered something 9 weeks ago, and here we are coming into Thanksgiving, and we forget what we're thankful for until prompted. So at your life group, just reflect on what God has done for you, how he's been good to you, what you're grateful for. Celebrate together with food. That was one suggestion with communion a couple weeks ago, take and eat. You might do a meal together as a group. Have your favorite songs or worship songs. Again, there are some awesome worship songs that Dave Brown led us in. And anyone notice the slide guitar? Come on, I don't know if that's the lap, something. Anyway, it's Ian Davidson, brother of Seth Davidson. Seth is our executive pastor, as you know, and Ian is a super talented musician. And he and his wife, Whitney, and kids are coming to church as well. So anyway, people just using their gifts. Love it. Dave is awesome. His daughter Gwyneth is rocking it. John Potter back in the drums. His mom Karen on the piano, keyboards. Of course, Dave Knight is just steady, like the Allegheny River. I don't know. I feel like that's a country. I think it's a country song. Alan Knight, of course. Anyway, so grateful for everybody that shows up every week to lead us in worship so that we can experience a celebration of God's goodness. That's what it's all about, a celebration. So celebrate each other, celebrate God's goodness, enjoy each other this week. And then this Sunday, the 21st, this coming Sunday, it's all about reaching the next generation. You don't want to miss this. We are a church that is for the next generation, our neighbors and those in need. and we're focusing on this part that we're for the next generation. Because look, if we don't take the faith of the next generation seriously, the next generation won't take their faith seriously. That's what this Sunday's message is all about. It's going to be awesome. You don't want to miss it. There's a great video, story, testimony you don't want to miss, I promise. So show up live. It's like getting full, which is exciting. Oh, and kids are coming into worship with their families. And then after the worship set of songs, they get dismissed to their environments. So anyway, that's just back to the way it was pre-COVID. We think there's a beauty to kids worshiping God together with their families as a habit that is instilled in them when they graduate from high school. They don't just graduate from their faith. There's a deep-seated rhythm and routine of gathering to worship so that they want to gather and worship when they leave the house for the next generation. So I'm excited about that. Again, middle school is happening right after the worship set. They go. So basically, everybody comes together for worship at 10:30, and roughly 10:50, 10:55 after the worship songs, everybody goes to their environments from birth through 8th grade. It's going to be awesome. I hope you'll be there. Something to put out there. We've had 42 visitors since this summer. That's awesome. Well, there are several people that are ready to join our church. So we're going to have a catered meal on Wednesday, December 8th at 5:45, right down here in the fellowship hall. And I'm inviting deacons, life group leaders, come meet these new people. And I am providing food and childcare. So come on, it's like a date night for some of you. Feed your kids, drop them off with our great childcare workers, get a time of food and fellowship, and meet these new people, welcome them in on this journey to be and make disciples at LPC. All right, I appreciate you all. See you Sunday. God bless.